Hi, everybody. Charles Canna, Certified Financial Planner here. And today we are talking income plans. At Canna Financial Group, we say, remember, lifetime income is the most important part of your retirement. So the reason for that is more than anything, people tell us we don't want to be a burden to our children, and I don't want to run out of money. Well, three of the biggest risks that you are going to face are sequence of return risk, which is also market timing risk. So think of those as being interchangeable terms. Second is the risk of inflation. What does that do to your buying power? And third is longevity. Now, of course, there are other risks that we're going to cover in other videos, but today we're going to focus on those three. So market timing risk is the risk that your investment portfolio goes down just as you need to withdraw funds, because that can lead to a death spiral in the amount that you've earned, right? You are the very first generation completely responsible for your own retirement. What does that mean? It means almost all of you do not have pensions unless you worked for a government agency or you taught school, right? Almost everybody else that was in the private sector, you had a 401k your entire working years, and you had to save. And you were in that what I call the G column, growth, the buy and hold growth. Well, guess what? Those last 5 years before you retire and the first 10 years that you are retired are the retirement red zone. That's when downward turns in the market can do you the most harm, and you've got to be the most careful. In past videos, and you can search, what we have found is that things like the target plans that your mutual fund company offer are no more safe than just being in the S&P 500. They can go up or down with the market. And so if the things that you thought were safe inside your 401k plan, like those target plans, are going down at the same time as everything else, how safe are they? I mean, I don't think that they do you much good at all. Secondly, you have the risk of inflation. What does inflation do? It cuts into your buying power. And so even if we have, let's say 3% inflation, over 30 years, that's 30% more money you need to buy the same groceries and gas that you're already needing, not to mention your utilities, right? Which may or may not go up or down faster than inflation. And then longevity risk is a multiplier for these first two, because the longer you live, the more likely it is that you might face a downward market. And the longer you live, the more likely that your buying power may be affected by ongoing inflation. And so we've got to take those three things into account as we take a look at your customized income plan. And boy, it better be in writing, folks. One of the things that our clients really appreciate is that the income plan becomes like a living document, right? Every time we meet, we can update it with actual returns. But as we are drafting it, we are able to take into account your current budget, your current needs, and number one, the thing that most advisors don't pay enough attention to, your personal goals. Because especially in those first 10 years after you're retired, it's the most dynamic time for all retirees. I call them the go-go years. That's when you're going to see all of the things in the world that are on your bucket list. And then as you get into your 70s, that's the slow go years. And then hopefully if you live long enough, you probably have what are called the no-go years, right? Where maybe you're just at home most of the time. And so that income plan can take into account all of those things, and it becomes a dynamic document for our clients that we continually update based upon your changing goals and needs. If your primary goal is to never run out of money, and that should really be the baseline, right? Is that you continue your standard of living for you and your spouse, if you have one, throughout your golden retirement years. That written income plan is so important. If you do not have a written income plan and you would like to explore one, click on the button at the top of the page. And guess what? That gives you the ability to schedule a call with us here at Cannon Financial Group. Now, you are never going to talk to a nameless, faceless person in a phone center somewhere. You're going to talk to me, and we're going to do it on Zoom. So we are face to face, no matter where you are across these beautiful United States. We will be face to face via Zoom, and we will build that income plan for you. And I think it's the most important part of your retirement is to start with a basic understanding of what your spending needs are and how you're going to achieve them. So this is Charles Cannon, certified financial planner, certified financial fiduciary. I am reminding you, lifetime income is the most important part of your retirement. Please, please, please never forget that. Have a great day.